Hey everybody, welcome back to a Saturday afternoon Keith's Beer edition. I'm taking a break from watching some football games. I'm going to have a beer and then head home and watch the Iowa State game. I hope the Hawks win. I don't know, they're kind of iffy this year. They won their first game in 7 games last week, so maybe looking a little bit better, but be that as it may, I'm going to do a beer I've never had before. From Stone Brewing, since they finally became available in our state. I'm going to do their Old Guardian Oak Smoked Barley Wine, or as they say, Barley Wine Style Ale. It's getting that time of year. Finally, the weather is broke. It was in the 40s this morning when I got up, and might get into the 70s today, so it's still, you know, more seasonable than it has been. So anyway, I've never had the Old Guardian. I haven't seen it. Every time I've gone on my out of town, I never see it locally, and every time I've gone on my out of town trips, they've been out of it. So I got one of these a few weeks back. So let's get this nice little hiss. No smoke or anything. Get this poured. That's probably all I'm going to drink. It's 11.4% ABV. Apparently every odd numbered year, this being 2013 odd number year, they do a special beer. It says, from the website, it says, our Odd Beers for Odd Years program has afforded us the happy opportunity to experiment beyond our customary annual recipe tweaks and unleash a second version of this tasty brew in tandem with the classic release, which I've never had. We added a substantial dose of German oak smoke malt to this year's odd year brew, enveloping it in a generous smokiness that complements its rich malt character and slightly dry finish without diminishing the vivid hop flavors and bitterness. We used oak smoked wheat malt from Germany at 20% of the grain bill to provide the smoke aroma and flavor for this beer. The result is a very nice blend of the classic Stone Old Guardian barley wine flavors with an additional smoky component that is well blended and complements the overall character of the beer. Like I said, 11.4% ABV, 70 IBUs, so it's getting up there a bit in IBUs. I'll tell you, I really like the oak smoking. If you've ever had any of those Eich Schlenkerla beers from Germany, they're all smoked. They're smoked. Oak smoked one is my favorite of all of them. But anyway, what we got here is a nice, beautiful amber, almost red tint to it. Didn't pour much of a head, maybe a half a pinky or so of a slightly off-white head. Seems to fade on the beer itself. I think it takes on the color of the beer. It looks kind of tan, but the lacing that's already leaving down the glass is white. So really beautiful looking barley wine beer, that's for sure. So let me get a nose on this. I've been sitting on this a few weeks. Really looking forward to trying it, so let's get a nose on it. Okay, yeah, I'm getting the malt. I'm getting some of that 11.4% ABV. I'm getting some nice hoppy notes, some nice piney resinous notes. There's really some nice toasty notes in here to the malts. I'm not coming through. The smoke's not coming through as much as I was kind of hoping for, but maybe that'll change as it warms up. This is still fairly cool. It's been out of the cooler about 20 minutes or so, so I'm sure it hasn't warmed up a ton because it's right in the 60s right now, but getting some caramel, some light toffee, getting some light citrus hops, like I said, a little faint booze, some light roastiness, some earthy notes, some grainy notes. Really a nice smelling beer. So let's get a taste on this. while. Big malt flavor up front. Got some almost like burnt sugar. A little bit of smokiness come through. A lot of roastiness though. It's kind of pretty sweet. That malt profile goes right through, right from beginning to finish. The hops are definitely there. Some floral, some pine notes up front. It's got a nice bitter finish. They're kind of, the hops are kind of spicy at first, but they settle down after a few seconds, and got some nice dark fruit flavors. That little raisin, little plum come through right after the hop spiciness fades. But the spiciness from the hops lingers a little bit in the back of the throat. You do notice the alcohol though. You get it on the taste. Actually more on the taste than on the finish. You don't really get that burning that you sometimes get the back of the throat from the alcohol. You are getting it on the taste, but it's not overwhelming or anything, that's for sure. It seems to be like a heavy-bodied beer, but not thick. Fairly low carbonation. I can see some bubbles there in the beer, but certainly not a ton of them, and they're certainly not streaming or anything like that. It finishes pretty balanced with the hops kicking in. So I was almost afraid this would be too sweet, but so far so good. So let me sit. I will sip on this a while, and I'll come back after a while with the final thoughts and grade. Okay, I'm back. It's been 40-45 minutes or so. I've been sipping on this mostly because it's a sipper. I mean, you're not going to chug this one down, that's for sure. Initially, when it was still fairly cool when I first started it. I've noticed as it's warmed up, and it's warmed up quite a bit. It might have hit the 70s today. The sun's pretty warm today, actually. If you get out of the shade, and flies, stay away. But I notice as it's warmed up, the smoke flavor, aroma and flavor comes out a lot more. It's that nice, light, sweet oak flavor that I like from oak. I use white oak a lot in barbecue, for sure. And if you like smoked beers, again, if you haven't tried them, try those Eichschlenkerle beers from Germany. Those are some really great smoked beers. Oh, some of those aren't flies, they're bees, but okay. But yeah, in the aroma, yeah, that nice, almost a lot stronger smoke flavor has come out. Almost smells like if anybody's ever made any homemade barbecue sauce, like with bourbon or something, that might be what it's related to. You're not really getting any of those meat notes that you get on some of the Eichschlenkerle beers, but you're getting some nice, good, strong, smoky notes now. Adds a nice aroma to the overall profile, that's for sure. Comes out in the taste too. I mean, you're still getting those sweet sweets, malts that make this primarily a sweet beer. The hops are there. They buffer that sweetness somewhat, but as it's warmed up, they've receded somewhat, and it's become a fairly sweet beer. That being said, it's still a excellent barley wine. You're getting those woody notes from the from the oak. I don't know that this has been barrel aged, but you're almost getting some nice oaky, woody notes too, like something that's been barrel aged. Although you're not really getting the vanilla profile that you sometimes get, but the caramel, the sweet malts, a little bit of woody char have really come out since it's warmed up. It's leaving. It's really strange. It leaves a nice lacing down the glass, but as the liquid runs down the glass, the alcohol legs have pretty much wiped that out. There's not a lot of lacing here, at least on this glass. It's just a nice, well-rounded barley wine. I don't think I can get another bottle. I would love to age one. I'm afraid though, if those hops go away, this might become overly sweet. But at least for my taste. But I don't know. I haven't had a chance to. I only got the one, so I haven't had a chance to age one. Hopefully, maybe next time I go out of town, they might have some left that I could grab one or two to stick in the cellar and age for a while. But yeah, it's a decent barley wine. Also, as it's warm, the carbonation has entirely disappeared. It's definitely a full-bodied beer. It's still not thick or anything like that, but it does stick to your tongue a little bit. So I'm going to have to give the Old Guardian oak smoked barley wine style ale, and I would love to try the regular Old Guardian. Hopefully it will appear on the shelves, or be on the shelves the next time I make my out-of-town trip. I know I won't get it locally. The local beer manager or wine and spirits manager, do the finger quote thing, who doesn't know anything about beer will probably never get it, so it'll have to be an out-of-town trip. But I'm going to have to give the Old Guardian oak smoked barley wine ale, I'm going to give it a good solid 9.5 out of 10. If you like barley wines, you like these heavy, dark, winter-type beers, late fall, winter-type beers, this is a damn good one. Hopefully I can taste the regular one. So, till next time, everybody, 9.5 out of 10. Cheers to all of you, and let's keep drinking good beers. Damn bee almost landed on my glass while I was drinking.